Hello and welcome to this course, how to build a Shopify store from scratch, step by step. In this course, I'm going to teach you the entire process of building the store that you see on the screen right now. I will even show you how to connect your domain name to your Shopify store. So let's have a look at the store that we're going to be building. As you can see, we have a header and a nice menu at the top just here. And then at the forefront of our store, we have a nice looking banner. On the banner, you can either be taken to the caps or beanies collection. But before that, if we just scroll down, we can have a look at the caps just here. And we have an About Us section and a video embedded in the homepage as well. Then we have some popular products, some information about what makes us the best, and finally the footer at the bottom down here as well. As you can see, we have even created all of the different additional info pages, including the privacy policy, refund policy, and the shipping policy as well. So let's scroll back up to the top of the page. And as you see in the menu at the top just here, we have also created two additional pages, About Us and Contact Us as well. So first, let's click onto the About Us page. And as you can see, this is a really nice and simple About Us page. Then we can go to the contact page as well. And now we're going to go back to the home page and we're going to click onto caps. As you can see here, these are the caps on our store. So in order to make a purchase, you can simply click onto one of our products. Let's say, for example, this one here. And here you can see the product information. So we have the product title, the price, the quantity that you want to purchase. You can either add to cart or buy it now. And we have a description here as well. Then we have the product photos just here. And now let's go and add it to the cart. So as you can see here, this is our shopping cart with a featured collection down here as well. So let's click onto checkout. And this is the simple process that a customer will have to make a purchase. So as you can see, this is the checkout page. You simply need to enter your information, then go to shipping and finally payment, and your order will be confirmed. Now I'll just click on the logo to go back to the home page. And there we go. So that is the store that we're going to be building. Now it's going to take us around 2 hours to build this entire store. So sit back, relax, and begin learning. Okay, so first we need to sign up for a Shopify free trial. This will create our account and let us try Shopify for 14 days before having to pay for a subscription. Once the trial ends, you will need to select a Shopify plan, and the most popular plan is just $29 per month. But like I said, you don't need to pay until your free trial ends. To start your free trial, simply go to shopify.com and find the free trial page. You can access this through the pricing page, or you can simply click the link in the description, and that will take you to the page that you can see on the screen right now. So simply enter your email address and then click Start Free Trial. Then Shopify will ask you some questions about the type of website that you want to build. Now you can either answer these questions or you can skip them. I will just answer them so that we can get past this section. So the next one, where would you like to sell? An online store, social media, and I think that will be fine. Which social channels do you want to sell on? I'm going to skip this one. Do you want to sell products through dropshipping? Now, of course, if you are building a dropshipping store, click yes. If you're not, click no. And then if you're not sure, click I'm not sure. Once again, I'm going to skip this question. And now we need to give our store a name. Now you can skip this if you are still working on a store name, or you can put a store name here, but you can change it later. Now if you already have a name in mind for your store, for example a brand name, you can enter that right now. If you don't have any ideas for your store name yet, you can skip this step and it will give you a temporary store name that you can change later on. So I'm going to skip this once again. And now we have the first question, which actually requires an answer, and that is where your business will be located. Now personally mine is in the United Kingdom. However, if yours is in any other country, you can simply click on the drop down box and find your country. Then once you have selected your business location, click next again. And now if you already have a Shopify account, you can log in to your account. This will be the account where you manage your store, but if you don't already have an account, you can create one. Now because I already have an account and it's giving me the option, I'm simply going to choose my account, which I already have just here. However, like I said, if you do not already have one, you can create an account. So I'm just going to click onto my account, and as you can see, it has started to build my store. So once the store has been built, we will have successfully signed up for our Shopify free trial, and we'll be ready to start selecting our theme, and we'll be ready to move on to the next steps. Okay, so here we are. We are now in the dashboard for our Shopify store. This is absolutely fantastic. It has not taken us very long at all to create our store and sign up for a free trial. And as you can see in the bottom right hand corner down here, we can see that our trial has just started. So what that means is in 14 days, I'll be forced to select a Shopify plan for my store. And if I don't, I won't be able to sell anything on my store. So there we go, our store has been created. We can now move on to the next step. So to choose your theme, simply select Online Store on the left menu down here. And then we want to go to the themes page. And we can see the theme that is currently installed on our website by default. And if you scroll down, you can also see the free themes that are available to you. However, in this store, the Dawn theme is the theme that I actually want to use. So I do not need to change the theme on my store. However, just to give you an example, I will show you how to add new themes. So let's simply scroll down, and let's say for example you want to use the refresh theme. To use it, simply click add, and let the theme install. And as you can see, this theme has now been installed. Now that does not mean that that theme is now active on our website. The Dawn theme is still the currently active theme. So in order to make that theme active, you simply need to click publish, and it will publish this theme onto our website. As you can see, the current active theme is now refresh, and we have the Dawn theme moved to our theme library. So we can still edit it. However, publicly when people visit the website, it is the refresh theme that is active. However, for the store that we want to be building in this video, I want to use the Dawn theme. So I'm going to publish the Dawn theme again. And I'm going to delete the refresh theme by clicking remove, as I do not need it. So there we go. That is how easy it is to change themes on a Shopify website. Now that we're back on our dashboard, we're going to go and upload our brand defaults. So this includes things like our logos, our brand colors, a slogan, a brand description, and social links and other things like that. So to get to the brand default section, we're going to go to settings down here, and then we're going to look for the brand tab. So this one down here that says brand with some shapes next to it just here. So click onto that. Okay, so here we go. So we have logos, colors, cover image, slogan, short description, and social links at the bottom down here. So I'm simply going to fill in as much information as I can on this page, as it will basically make it easier for us to add our branding to our website. So first I'll go down to slogan and the description, and I've already got a brand name that I'm going to be using. So I already have a logo and slogans and descriptions written for me. So I'll simply paste them in to this page, and I'll start with the slogan. So this is a brand statement or tagline often used along with your logo. So I'll click onto this button here and I'll simply paste it in. Then I'm going to do the same with the description down here. And if you've already created social media profiles for your brand, you can add them just down here. So we have Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, Snapchat, YouTube, and Vimeo. Now, the most important ones, in my opinion, are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. But that, of course, depends on the type of content that you're going to be creating for your brand. Now, I haven't got brand defaults for all of these already, but I do have a logo, so I'm going to upload my logo by clicking here, and then I'll click Upload Image. So my logo is in this folder here, and this is my logo. So I'm simply going to double click it, and that will upload it to Shopify. So there we go, the logo is selected, so I'll click Done. And now we have our default logo uploaded. Now I also have a square logo, so I'll click onto add a square logo and I will upload the image by clicking add images just here. And I have a few different options. So for example, I could use this icon here, I could use this one here, or the one titled default on the left just here. If I go back, I also have this one here and this one here. So I have a few options that I can use. However, I think I'm going to use this one just here. So I'll simply double click this one as well. And once it's uploaded, we will click done again. There we go. So now I can click done. And now we also have a square logo uploaded as well. So we can change the preview as well for the square logo. So if I click onto this drop down, it's currently square. We can see how it would look circle. And we can also see as a favicon. But I'll click back onto square. Now I'm also going to upload a cover image. And I think I'm just going to click on this one for now. I don't yet have the perfect cover image, but this will just be something so that it's not empty. So then we will upload this and click done. So at least we have something there. And then all we need is social links, which I haven't created just yet, as we are only in the process of creating our website at the moment. And we can actually customize the preview for this as well, the cover image, and that is absolutely fine. This is basically a placeholder for now. We can change it in the future if we need to, but for now, I think this is absolutely fine. So I already know my secondary color, so I'm simply going to add the color code. And my primary color is quite simple as well. The code is simply 121212. It's a dark color, but I think it goes quite nicely with the blue. And then we have the contrasting colors as well, which at the moment are just white, but I think that is absolutely perfect. So now we are ready to click save at the top right up here. But before I do that, we can just see that we have a preview just here of all of the brand defaults that we have uploaded. And I think that that looks absolutely awesome. So I'm really happy with that. So now we are ready to click save and our brand defaults will be saved onto our store. This has just opened the setup guide again, but I'm just going to close out of that. And now we are ready to move on. So I'm just going to go to the dashboard again. We've saved our changes, so I'm going to click leave. So now I'm going to show you how to find products for your store. Now what I do is use a website called thieve.co. I'll go to that site right now. So this is the website that I use. There are two parts to this website. You have the main part where you can simply find the category of product that you want to sell. For example, if you want to sell stationery products, click on the category and then you can go through the products that they have. So if I click onto this one here, we'll be able to see the product title, the price, and it will take you to the AliExpress page for this product. Then the more advanced version of this website is called Thieve Supply. This gives you popularity scores for products. There is premium product content created for the products that are on the website. You have advanced product search, and there are also thousands more products available for you to look through. So to access Thieve Supply, simply click Upgrade Now, or you can go back to the home page and click Upgrade Now on here as well. Then you'll be taken to the landing page for Thieve Supply, where you can see some of the features that are available to you if you're using this service. So I'm just going to scroll back to the top. I'll enter my email address and then I'll click try it for free. There we go. So I'll click try for free. Now I prefer the Pro plan as this includes high quality product content as well, which will save you so much time where you'd normally need to take product photos and videos. For certain products, it's already created for you. So under the Pro plan, I'm just going to click start free trial. And then I'll enter my payment details in just here. Now remember, this is a free trial, so you do not have to pay for anything. You are only paying if you let the 14-day trial run out without cancelling. So if I cancel after 5 days of using this service, I will not be charged the $49. However, it's a fantastic service, so personally, I will continue using it. So then once you're ready, simply click start your free trial just here. And now our account within Thief Supply has been created. So if you want to, you can personalize your account by adding your store URL. However, my store hasn't even been built yet, so I'm going to skip that step. And then you can say what stage your store is at. So this is your monthly revenue. It is a brand new store, so I'll select 0 to 1000. And finally, you can enter in a niche, and this will give you better product recommendations. So you can do this, but once again, I'm going to skip it. And here we are. So we are now in the dashboard for Thief Supply. Now to find products, you can either go on find a new niche and have a look at the different niches that are on here. Or alternatively, you can simply search in the search bar up here for a particular niche or product. Or you can simply scroll down and see trending products, featured keywords, and useful dropshipping resources down here as well. Now I'm going to go to the products tab, and I only want to see the products that have premium content created, so I'll tick this box just here. And my niche for my store is going to be products like caps and hats. So I'm going to search for caps in the search box just here. And then we can start to find some relevant products. So all three of these look like they will be great. So we'll click onto this top one here first. So first of all, we have the product title with the first image. And then if we scroll down further, we can see the premium content for this product. So we have loads of high quality photos of the product and also a video just here as well. So this would save you so much valuable time where you'd normally be taking product photos. And if you scroll up just here, you can see that there is already a product description written and there are bullet points of features for your product as well. So this will save you a ton of time when creating your product listing. Now you may want to change these to make them more personalized to your store. So this is one product that we will add to our store. If you click to the side, you can go back to the search results and then we can have a look at these other two products as well. So first we have this one here. This is a cap embroidered with a wave. And we have a product description, a list of features, and once again, the professional photos and video down here as well. So let's go back to the search again, and we have the final product in the search results just here. And this is another product that I'll probably be adding to my store. So we already have 3 products that we'll be able to add to our store. Now there are also other types of caps and hats. So for example, if I type in beanie, we have a beanie that we can add to our store here as well. And don't forget that you can see the cost price for the product, the popularity score for the product, and the conversion score as well, which makes Thief Supply incredibly useful. And you can also click the plus button to add the product to a collection. So then when I go and add the products to my website, I'll be able to go to the collection that I've created and simply add the product to my store. So I'm going to add this one here. I'll add a new collection and I will just type cap store, just so I know which store these products are for. So then I'll hit enter, and then this particular beanie has been added to this collection. So there we go. As you can see, we can see this collection just here. So I'll just click this button over here. So this is basically showing me everything that is in the collection I have created, the cap store collection. I'm just going to delete that and I'm going to search for caps again. And I've just realized that if I only search cap rather than caps, we have many more come up as well. But I'm just going to add some of these other caps to the collection, to the cap store collection. So this one, and this one here. And I think that this bucket hat down here will be good as well. And the one below it as well. So now if I filter to only show that collection again, we can see that we now have 6 products ready for our store. And I think that for now, 6 products will be a good starting point. So what I'm going to do is go to each of these products and I'm going to download the supplier assets. Then when we go and create our product in Shopify, we can also add the description and features to our listings as well. And this will massively speed up the process of creating our products for our website. So I'm just going to go one by one and download all of these product photos for all 6 of these products. And then I'll go back to the store and we can start to create our products. Okay, so as you can see here, I have got the folders for each of these 6 products. And if I simply click onto one of them, we can see all of the product photos have been downloaded. So that is absolutely fantastic. Now we are able to go back to our store so that we can start to create our products. So to create your first product, all you need to do is go to the products page and then click add your products. Then we'll be taken to the product creation page where we can create our first product. So first of all, I'm going to add the photos and then I'll copy over the title and the description for my product. So I'm simply going to click add files down here. And what I'm going to do is work my way down this list. So first I'll create the product page for the fisherman beanie. So I'll simply select all of these product photos and I'll click open. This will now upload the product photos to the store. And as you can see, the video is here as well. But I want the main photo to be this one here. And I want the video to be last. So there we go, we have sorted the photos for this first product. Now I'll simply go back to thieve.co and I'll click onto the fisherman beanie and I'll copy over the product title and then I'll also copy over the description as well. So there's the title and I'll copy the description and I'll paste that in down here. So now we have the product title, a simple description, the media for the product. So now what we need to do is sort out the pricing. Now my store is set to British pounds, but of course you can use any currency that you want to use. Now you could be using dollars or any other currency. However, because I'm using British pounds, I'm simply going to set a nice simple price of £10. Now, if you want your product to look like it's been reduced in price, you can also add something called a compare at price. So if I put £15 here, it will cross out £15 on the product page and have £10 as the price. Then we can put the cost for the item so that we know what our profit margin is for this product. So to find that out, I'm going to go back to Thieve and we can see here that it's $2.98. But because my store is in British pounds, I'm simply going to change it up here and we can see it's £2.50. And there we go. So we can now see our product cost as well. Then you can add quantity down here as well. So let's just say I have 100 of these in stock. And if you have SKU numbers and barcodes, you can add them on your product page as well, to help you keep track of your products, and you can also track the quantity as well. Then if you want to go into shipping, you can add the weight and the location customs information for your product. Now this is down to the product that you are selling, and the customs information is down to where you are selling your product from. So this is down to you. Then down here we have the product options. If your product has multiple sizes or colors or other options similar to that, you can enable options. So you can add the option name. So this could be the size, color, material, style, or anything else for your product. And then you can add the value. So let's say, for example, I put size. I could add small, medium, and large. However, a hat does not have multiple sizes, so we can simply untick that option. So for now, this is pretty much everything that we can do for our product, other than what you have on the side down here. Now it has automatically created a product category called hats, which is absolutely fine, and the product type is a hat as well. However, I'm going to leave vendor blank and I'm going to leave tags blank as well. And for collections, I'm going to add collections a different way. So I'm going to create collections separately after I've created my products, and then I will add the products to the collections afterwards. So now we are pretty much ready to publish our first product. So if you want to save it as a draft, you can click save as draft, but if you want it to be active, click active. Now I want to be able to see how my product looks on my website, so I'm simply going to select active, and then I'll click save at the top just here. And there we go, our first product has been created. So I'm simply going to click back just here, and I'm going to hover over my product and I'm going to click onto this eye icon to preview my product on my store. And there we go, so we can now see our product on our website. This is absolutely fantastic. So we have the product name, the price, you can select the quantity, you can add it to cart or buy it now. We have the description, some drop downs down here that are all empty. We can change this later. And if you scroll down, you can see the other product images and the video just here as well. We haven't yet edited how our product pages look, so it has some other random content on here as well. But at least we can see how the product is pretty much going to look on our website. So if you are following along with this video, you should have now created your first product. And I think that this looks absolutely fantastic. So now I'm simply going to go ahead and add the other products to my store. Okay, so I have added all of the other products to my store. Now I've cut it out of the video because I don't want to waste your time uploading and adding each product to this website, but I've basically done the same thing with all of these products. The status is active. I've put 100 in stock for each of them just to keep it all simple. The type is hats and the vendor is the default store name. We could actually change it now if we went into the product and clicked vendor down here, and you could simply type the name of your store. So for example, if I put no cap and then click save, and then if I go back to products, we can see that this vendor is now no cap. So to change the vendor for all of these other products at once, rather than doing it one by one, I'm simply going to select all of these products here, other than the one that we've already changed. And then I'm going to click edit products down here. And we can't yet see vendor. So what we're going to do is click columns up here, and we're going to select vendor. So now we can also change the vendor for these products. So if I just once again type no dash cap and click add, and then I'll do that with these ones as well. There we go, and simply click save. Now you can set the vendor to anything you want. I would suggest making the vendor your store name, as that keeps it simple. And once you're done, go back. And now that we have finished adding our first few products, we're going to have to add collections. So by adding collections, we'll be able to separate our products into different categories. So basically collections on Shopify are categories. So we're going to create our first collection, and this will be caps. And we don't really want to have to go and add each product one by one to our collections. So what I'm going to do is set the collection type as automated. And then I'm going to set products must match, all conditions, and I'm going to do product title contains the word cap. So now any product that has the word cap in the title will automatically be added to the caps collection. As you can see, all of these products have been added automatically. So now if I go back to collections again, we can create another one. So we also have beanies. So if I type in the title beanies, and automated, and product title contains beanie. Then simply click save. And there we go, the beanie has been added to this collection. And if I go back to products, the last product that does not yet have a collection is the bucket hat just here. So I'm going to call the collection buckets rather than bucket hats, as I think it just makes it a bit simpler and cleaner. So I'll go back to collections and create another, and I'll call it buckets. Now I don't think that customers will think that this collection will contain actual buckets because it is a hat store, so it shouldn't be too confusing. So then we're going to go to product title again, and I'm simply going to type in bucket. So this means any product that contains the word bucket in the title will be added to the bucket collection. And there we go, the bucket hat has been added to the buckets collection. So that's how easy it is to add collections to your store in Shopify. Now the default collection is the homepage collection, and I'm just going to make a couple of changes to this collection. And what I'm going to do is make it so that all products are in this particular collection. So I'm simply going to click browse, and I'm going to tick all of these products, and done. And now all of the products are in the collection. And I'm also going to change the collection name to featured products. Homepage is fine, as that's what this collection will be used for. I'm simply going to use it to display products on the homepage, but I think I prefer the wording featured products. So there we go, now we can click save. And I'll go back to the collections tab. Now I'm just going to check because I think I may be missing one product from this collection. Yeah, so there should actually be 6 products in that collection. So I'm going to go back to it and edit it again. And we're missing one. It's that beanie I removed earlier. So let's add that again. And there we go. So now all of our products are in the featured products collection. Now, if you wanted to, you could customize your collections by adding photos for your collections. So for example, in the caps collection, I could add a photo of one of these caps as the collection image. So if I click add image just here, and for the collection image, let's say I want to add the positive vibes cap, and I'll add this photo here. That's how easy it is to add a featured collection image for your collection. And then if you want to, you could also add a collection description. And this would just need to be a simple written description of the products that are in this collection. Now, I don't really want to add a description, so I'm going to leave it as it is, and then I'll click save. Now I can go back to the collections page, and we can see that the image has been added. And there we go. So that is how you add collections to your Shopify store. Now we can go back to the home tab so that we are ready to move on to the next step, which is where we will start to design our website. So now we're ready to design the homepage for our Shopify store. So to design our homepage, we're going to go to the online store tab just here. And then once this loads, we're going to click customize on the current theme. So here we go. This is the editor where you can build and customize the web pages on your Shopify store. So as you can see, by default, this is the design of the page. It's not very good, and we can make it much, much better. So first of all, on the left over here, I'm simply going to delete most of these elements. So first, this one here, I'll simply click it, and I'll click the delete button here. Then I'll do the same with this collage. And this multi-column section as well. And the video, the featured collection. And now we have a pretty empty page. So first of all, I'm going to start with the header. And then we'll work our way down the page, adding more elements to it. So I'm going to click onto header on the left over here. And first of all, I'm going to change the default logo position from middle left to top center. There we go. So that makes the header look a bit better. Now I'm also going to change the size of the logo. At the moment it's 90 pixels. I'm going to make it 200. There we go. That's much better as well. And that is pretty much all we need to do with the header for now. But before going to the rest of the page, I am going to customize the top bar up here, also known as the announcement bar. So I'm going to click onto that, and then we can change the text alignment, the color scheme, and we can also add a link as well. So for the text, I've already written out an announcement that I want to have in the announcement bar. So I'm simply going to paste it in replacement of what was already there. And as well as that, I'm going to leave these two options as they are. And I'm going to add a link to all products. Just like so. So now whenever somebody clicks on this top announcement bar, they'll be taken to the page where they will see all of the products on the store. So now we can click save just to save our changes that we have already made. And now we are ready to move on to the image banner. So I'm going to make a few changes to this banner simply by clicking onto it. So to start with, I'm going to make it a 50-50 banner so that there are two images on it, one on the left and one on the right. The first image I'm going to leave as the default cover image that we uploaded previously in the brand defaults section. And for the second image, I'm simply going to click select image and I'll go to free images and I'll type in hat. Now I'm just going to try and find a good image to add to our slider. This one here could be good, but let's keep looking. Let's have a look how this one here looks in the slider. This one won't really work, so let's try this one here. Okay, I think this one looks quite good. So now let's click select. And now what I'm going to do is tick this show container on desktop option. And what this will do is basically make it so that this text is more visible. And I'm going to change the image overlay opacity to 0%. Then I'm going to go down to the color scheme and I'm going to select accent 1. I'm also going to change the desktop content position to middle center. And I think this is better, but I think this now means that I'm going to have to change the image on the right because we can't really see it at all. So I'm going to go back to the second image, go to free images and type in hat again. And let's see what we can find now. This one here is not too bad. I still don't think that this one will work. This one here. Okay, this one is much better. So let's click select again. And now we have pretty much sorted this image banner. But I'm just going to make a few changes to the text in the block just here. So first of all, I'm going to delete the subheading. Now that makes the block a bit smaller so that both of the photos are more visible. So I think this is much better. And then I'm going to click onto the button and I'm going to add two buttons here. So we're going to have a button going to the caps. So I'll go to all products and go to collections and click on caps. And I'll make the button say caps. And I'm going to add a second button going to the beanies. So the label will now say beanies. And if I go to collections and select beanies, that will now take the button to the beanies. Now I'm also going to select the outline button style because that makes it look a bit nicer. And finally, I'm going to change the text on the banner. And I'm going to write, don't forget your cap. Then I'm going to make the heading size medium. There we go. So now I think that the image banner looks absolutely perfect. So let's click save again. So the image banner is all ready and I'm happy with what we have created. So now we can go ahead and start to add more sections of content to our home page. So for now, we're going to leave the footer and instead we're going to add more sections to the main page. So I'm just going to click add section here and I'm going to start by adding a featured product collection. Now I'm going to go on the right and select the collection that we want to display. And it's going to be the caps collection. And then I'm going to change the heading to caps. and the heading size too small, because I think it looks best like that. Then if you want to, you can add a description for your collection. You can change the description style. You can change the maximum amount of products to show in this featured collection and the number of columns on desktop. You can make the products full width, and I don't really like that, so I'm going to leave it off. If the featured collection that you have selected has more available products than you have set to show, you can enable the View All button just here, which will appear so that the user can click onto it to view all of the products from that collection. You can also change the style of the View All button, and you can enable carousel mode on desktop, which will allow users to slide through the featured collection to view the others which aren't currently visible. Then you can adjust the color scheme, and down here you can edit the product card. So we have the image ratio. You can enable show second image on hover. So at the moment when I hover over a product, nothing happens. If I enable this feature, it will show the second image for that product. So if you want to, you can enable that. And I think I'll leave it enabled for now. I think it looks pretty good. If you have a product rating app on your website, you can also show product ratings on this collection. However, because there isn't one installed on this site, nothing comes up when I enable it. Then you can also enable quick add button so that users can quickly add the products to their cart. Once again, I don't really like that feature, as I think it just overcomplicates the page. And then at the bottom, you can adjust the mobile layout for your featured collection as well. And enabling swipe will allow users to swipe through the products in the collection. And I will turn that one on. Then we have section padding, which you can use to add padding to the top or bottom of the collection section. However, I'm going to leave it as it is by default, as I think this looks absolutely fine. Now what I'm going to do is add another section, and I'm going to go and add, where is it? This one just here, the image with text. What we'll do here is add an image on the left and some text and a button on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and add the image first. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top on the right over here and select the image that I want to use. I'm going to go to free images and type in hat. You could of course use your own product images if that is what you want to do, but I think I'm going to use one of these free images. I think this one here will be fine here. And then I've already written some text, so I'm going to simply paste it in over here. So for the heading, I'm just going to write about us. And for this block of text, I'm just going to paste in the text that I have already written. Finally, we have a button at the bottom down here. Now, once we have created the About Us page, this button will be here to take users to the specific About Us page, but I have not yet created that page. So for the button label, I'm simply going to write more info. And for the button link, we do not yet have the About Us page created. So for now, I'm just going to add a random collection so that the link is active for now. So now let's just click save so that we don't lose our work. And another cool section that we can add is a video. So let's go to sections down here and I'll click on video. And I'm going to remove the heading because I think that makes it look a bit messy. And now you can have a video on the homepage of your website. Now all you need to do is simply paste in the URL for a YouTube video and it will appear right here in the middle of your web page. Now this is great to display a new product or even to display how your products work. So what I'm going to do is select a cover image. I'm going to upload a new image. And I think I'm going to select this one here. There we go, that looks really nice. Now I don't yet have a video that I want to link to. So for now, I'm just going to leave the rest of this as it is. This is just a basic example really of how you can add a video to your page. And you can also add the cover image to give it a nice clean look. So this is basically like adding your own video thumbnail so that it's not a random screenshot from the video. You can simply choose any image that you want to use as the cover image. So now I'm going to add yet another section, and what I'm going to do is add a collage. So let's click onto that section, and first of all I'll change the heading. I'm going to type popular products, and I'm going to make the heading size small again. Now you may want to adjust some of these settings to make it look exactly like you want it, but I quite like the default settings. However, what I am going to do is delete the video, and I'm also going to delete this collection, and instead I'm going to add 2 more products. So I'll go to add block, product, add block, product. So now we have 3 products in this collage. So I'm going to click onto this one here and select product on the top right. And I'll go for the yellow bucket hat. Then for the second one, just here, I will go for the fisherman beanie. And for the third product, I will add the wave embroidered cap. There we go, that's great. So our homepage is almost completed. I'm just going to click save again. And I think I am actually going to enable the show second image on hover feature again for each of these products, because I think that's quite a nice feature to have on here. And I'm going to add one final section to this page. And the section I'm looking for is called multi-column. This one here. So this will allow us to add some simple text columns so that we can give the page viewer some information about our website or company. So first I'll change the heading. I'm simply going to write what makes us the best. And once again, I'm going to make the heading size small. Now I've already written text for these 3 columns, so I'm just going to paste it all in. So in the first one, it's going to be free shipping. All orders come with free worldwide shipping. So that is the text for that block there. For the second one, it is 24/7 service. And for the third one, it is money back guarantee. Now, of course, if you are creating a multi-column section like this, you can add any text that you want to add. However, I think that these 3 blocks of text are quite good. And I'm not going to use the button, so I'm going to leave this completely empty. And when we save the page and view it, there'll be no button there. It would just be a nice, clean section. So finally, now we are going to customize the footer. To do that, I'm simply going to click into the footer element. And first of all, I'm going to change the footer color scheme. Rather than background 1, I'm going to use accent 1. And there we go. I think that looks lots better. Then the basic footer settings are all down to your personal preference. So we have the color scheme, the email sign up box down here, where you can choose whether or not you want it to show. You can change the heading. You can show social media icons. And then we have some other design settings down here. However, this is all okay for me. So I'm going to click save again. And now we can change some of the content within the footer. So I'm going to start with this first menu here. And I'm going to change the heading. And I'm going to write products. And at the moment we have a footer menu, but I'm going to change that. And I'm going to create a new menu, which will open a new page. And this menu will just have the different product collections. So beanies, add, buckets, add, caps, and there we go. So then the title of this menu will be products. And I'll click save. And I'll go back to the page editor again. And in order to see the menu that we have created, I'm going to click save so that we don't lose our changes and refresh the page. So now when I go back to edit the footer and click on down here to select menu, we should have products available for us. There we go. So let's select that menu. Now this second menu we are unable to create for now, as this will be the additional info menu where we have things like the privacy policy, refund policy, shipping policy, and terms of service. Now we're going to be creating those pages later. So for now, I'll just be able to change the heading. So I'll type in additional, as that is all we can do for now for that menu. And for this final block of content, I'm going to change the heading to who are we? And for the subtext, I'm going to paste in a silly little pun again. No cap sells caps, no cap sells caps with no cap. Now this may sound quite random, but I think it's not too bad. So then I'll click save. And we have enabled social media icons in the footer. So if I go over to theme settings and then find social media down here, if you paste in the URLs for your social media pages, the icons will now display in the footer. So if I simply type in a letter, this will just act as a URL. Now, of course, it won't take anyone anywhere, but this will show you that the Twitter icon has appeared. So I don't need to have any social media pages created, but I will have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and also YouTube. So I'm just going to put an A in those for now, just so that we can see how they look in the footer. So as you can see, that makes the footer look quite a lot better. So there we go. We have pretty much completely built our home page. So now we're going to click save again. Now I'll click exit in the top left. Now in order to view the page that we have just built, we will click the eye icon just here. And here we go. So this is the home page that we have just created. We have the header, we have the image banner, the featured products, the image and text element just here, the video, the popular products, and the multi-column down here as well. Now the button is still appearing, so we will actually have to delete that manually. And I just remembered that we also haven't finished the menu at the top here as well. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard for my store, and I'm going to go to navigation, and this is where we'll be able to build our main menu for our website. So I'll click onto the main menu, and I'm going to remove the home button and also catalog, and we can leave the contact page there. And now I'm simply going to add a few menu items. So I'll go to collections, and I will add caps. I will add beanies, and finally buckets as well. Now I'm simply going to drag contact all the way to the bottom, and then I'll click save menu. Now we can view our site again and click refresh. And there we go. As you can see, the menu has now been edited. Now we will be adding one more item to this menu, and that will be the About Us page, but we have not yet created that page. Well, we haven't actually created the contact page either. So they are two pages that we'll need to create later on. But for now, the home page is looking pretty good. We are just going to have to remove this button here. So I'm going to go back into the editor, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, click onto the button, and on the right over here, where we can see the button label text, I'm simply going to remove that text. Now the button will disappear. Now whilst I'm here, I'm actually going to customize the layout of the entire site. So to do that, I'm going to go to theme settings just here, and I'm going to go down to layout, and I'm going to change the page width from 1200 pixels to 1600. Now we can click save again and exit out of the page editor, and we can simply go and view the page again. And there we go. Now our page is looking much, much better. This is absolutely fantastic. So there we go. We have designed the homepage for our Shopify website. So now we're ready to move on to the next step. So let's go back to the dashboard again by clicking on the Shopify logo in the bottom left down here. Now, another thing that some Shopify store owners like to do is remove the Powered by Shopify text at the footer of your store. So if I open the store again now and scroll down to the footer, you can see that we have Powered by Shopify at the bottom down here. Now you can also see this weird code, and that is currently the name of the store, but we can change that really easily as well, which we'll be doing later on. But for now, to remove the Powered by Shopify text just here, we're simply going to go back to the dashboard and we'll click Online Store just here. And once you're on the themes page, on the current theme, you want to go to Actions and Edit Languages. Now we're simply going to type in Powered. And as you can see, the third search result is the Powered by Shopify text. So we're simply going to remove it by adding a space in this box. Now there is also Powered by Shopify text in the password page. So to remove that, you can simply select it and hit space as well. So then if I go ahead and click Save, if I now open the store again by clicking on this eye icon and scroll down to the bottom, we can see that it no longer says Powered by Shopify. It simply says copyright, the year, and the name of the store, which we will of course be changing later on. So there we go, that is how easy it is to remove the Powered by Shopify text from the footer of your store. Now we can go back to the dashboard again. Okay, so now we are just going to make sure that some of our settings are accurate, and what we're going to do is enter our basic store details, just because that is some of the most important information for your store. So let's go to settings at the bottom left down here, and we are taken straight to the store details page, as you can see at the top just here. And here you can enter the basic information, which includes the store name and your industry, your store address, contact information, currency, formats, and order ID formats at the bottom down here as well. So we're going to start right at the top, and we're going to click Edit at the top just here. And now we are finally going to enter in our store name. So for my store name, I'm going to enter the words no cap, and the legal name of the company I'm going to put as no cap as well, just without the dash. Then for the store industry, I'm going to put clothing, as we are selling caps and hats, and that comes under the industry, clothing. Now we're going to go to the second tab and click Edit. And this is where you enter the address for your Shopify store. You could enter your home address if you do not yet have a business address registered. Personally, I'm using a virtual office address, which you can purchase online. However, I'm just going to add the name of the company to the beginning of the address, just to make sure that it is as accurate as it can be. And I think a comma should be put there as well. And there we go. So now we have the address ready as well. And next we can go to the contact information and click Edit. If you have a customer support phone number, you can enter that in just here. And then you have your store contact email. This is the email address that Shopify uses to contact you, the store owner. And after that, you have the sender email. So when you email your customers with email marketing, or for example, order confirmation emails, this is the email address that they will see. So these can be two different email addresses, but I recommend the second one being a custom email using your store domain name. Once you are happy with all of that, you can move on to the next step, which is your store currency. Now this is quite simple. Because I'm from Great Britain, I'm going to leave it as British pounds. However, the most commonly used currency on Shopify stores is US dollars. So you simply need to use the currency that is relevant to your store. Then finally at the bottom down here we have standards and formats. Here you can enter your time zone, the unit system that you want to use, the default weight unit as well. So I'm actually going to be using metric and kilograms. And then you can also enter the order ID format as well. However, this is not too important at all. This just allows you to further customize the order numbers on your store. So then once you are ready, simply click save, and there we go. Now you have entered the basic information for your store. Now we have successfully entered our store details and saved them as well. While we are on the settings page, we're now going to go ahead and create the policy pages for our store. So we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom and click policies on the left menu just here. And here we can create our own store policies. So we have the refund policy, privacy policy, terms of service, shipping policy, and contact information as well. Now just to be clear, the contact information is not the same as a contact page. The contact information page is just required if your website is selling to countries in the European Union. So if I click on Create from Template down here, you can see the type of information that this will display. Now I'm going to do this one last, so I'm going to click Discard. And now I'm going to scroll back to the top, and we can work our way down the policy pages. So most of these policies have templates that you can use that make the process of creating them really quickly. So for example, on the refund policy, I'll just use the template. And as you can see, it will create a really nice refund policy that you can use. However, you will need to make some changes to make it relevant to your store. So for example, by default, there is a 30-day refund policy in the refund policy text just here. And also it uses the contact email that you have on your store details page. So you can always change it from within this text editor, or just make sure that you have the right email on the store details page in the first place. Then you will also need to add a few things, for example, the return address as well. And what you'll need to do is just scroll down and read through it to make sure that it's right for your particular store. But for now, I'll just leave this how it is, as this is just an example. And then we can go ahead and create a privacy policy. Once again, this has a template that we can use as well. Now you can instantly see at the top just here, as we do not yet have a domain name for our store, this just has the default subdomain name that we had when our store was created. So you will definitely want to change this once you have your own domain name added to your store. Then there is other information on the privacy policy that you want to ensure is correct as well. So for example, you have your email address in here, the store address, and the information that is collected. So once again, you just want to read through the policy that has been created to make sure that everything is correct for your store. So if I go back up a little bit here, you can see that all of these bullet points have certain areas where you'll need to add your own text. So these parts in square brackets in capitals, this is where you'll need to add your own information. Because of course, a privacy policy is not one size fits all. Every website has different technology on their site, so they collect different personal information. They share personal information in different ways. So then once again, scroll down all the way to the bottom, making sure that everything is absolutely accurate and valid. And then once you are happy with it, you can click save. Next, we have the terms of service. Once again, we can click create from template with this one as well. And just like with the others, you will need to read through the entire terms of service that has been generated to make sure that everything is legally accurate and all of the right information is added. So at the very bottom down here, a lot of this information hasn't been added automatically. So you will need to add your trading name, business address, phone number, business registration number if you have one, and a VAT number if you have one as well. Next, we have a shipping policy. Now this one does not have a template. However, I have written my own, so I'm simply going to paste it into this box just here. And you can copy mine and make it your own so that it's relevant for your own store. So here you go. I have simply got a couple of paragraphs of text and a chart with the different shipping times for different countries. You could of course use a generator online. Just Google shipping policy generator for a Shopify store, and I'm sure there'll be a good tool out there. That will help you to generate a good shipping policy for your store. And finally, we have contact information at the bottom down here. Now, if you're not selling products to people that live in countries in the European Union, this is not technically required. However, I like to fill in as much information as I can on all of these pages, as it just makes sure that you are legally covered and ensures that you have all of the correct policies in place on your store. So once again, you can click Create from Template, and you can edit the information that is incorrect and fill in the information that has not yet been added. Then once you have gone through all of these policies and you are happy with how they are, all you need to do is click Save. And there you go. You will then have successfully created the store policies for your Shopify store. So now we can close out of this and go back to the dashboard as we are ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so now we can add some additional pages to our Shopify website. So what I'm going to do is add an About Us page and a Contact Us page. Now, of course, you can add any pages that you want to add, but I'm just going to be giving you an example and showing you the type of pages that you can create. So to create a page, you want to go to your online store on the left over here. And then on the drop-down box, you want to click onto Pages. Now, the contact page was already generated when I created the site with Shopify. So I'm going to start with the About Us page, and we can go on to this one afterwards. So to create an About Us page, I'm simply going to click Add Page at the top right up here. And now I'm going to give the page a title. This will be About Us. And then we have the main content for the page in this box just here. Now I've already written my content, so I'm simply going to paste it straight in. And there we go. So the content has been added really easily. Of course, you can write your own content for your web pages, or you can hire someone to do that for you. But then once you are done, all you need to do is click Save. Now our page has been created and it is published and visible on our store. So you can see the page title, the main content for the page. You can use all of these different tools to edit the text, and you can even add images and videos and tables as well, if any of that is required. And on the right over here, you have visibility. So if you want it to be visible straight away, you would select visible. But if you want to create your page but save it as a draft so no one can see it until it's ready, you can just tick hidden. Then you also have page templates down here. So we basically have two options with my particular theme, the default page, which is what I'll use for the About Us page, and the contact theme template, which of course we'll use for the contact page. So there we go, the About Us page has been created. Now we're going to go back, and now we're going to create our contact page. So if yours wasn't automatically generated when you created your site like mine was, all you will need to do is click Add Page again, and then title it Contact or Contact Us, or whatever you want to title it. And then you'll have something like this. Now it's important that you also select the contact theme template for your page, as this will add a contact form to your page. Now I don't want this to be an empty page just with a contact form, so I'm also going to add a little bit of text to it, just like so. And then we want the page to be visible, so I'll select visible up here. And now all we need to do is click Save. Now if I go ahead and view the page by clicking this button just here, you can see that we have the heading for the page, we have the text that I added, and we have the contact form just here as well, which is here thanks to selecting the contact theme template for this page. So now I'll just go back to the editor and we can click back. And there we go. So we have created the contact page and the About Us page as well. Now I will just click View Page just here so we can have a look at the About Us page. Now both the About Us page and the contact page look good. However, I think they are both a bit too empty. So now I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and from here I'm going to open the page builder. So I'm going to go back to the online store tab over here, and then I'm going to go and click Customize on our current theme. Now, in order to customize the templates for the pages that we have just created, I'm going to go to the drop-down box at the top, and I'm going to go to Pages. And then we have two types of pages: the default page that will customize the layout for the About Us page, and the contact page as well. So I'll start by clicking onto the contact page. Now, I do think it's best to keep it simple, but I am going to add just one more content section. So I'm going to click Add Section on the left over here, and then I'm going to go down and add a featured collection. And now all I'm going to do is delete the heading. And I'm not going to add a description, and I will select a collection, and I think that the caps collection will be good. So then I'll click select, and I'll scroll down a bit further, and I will enable show second image on hover again. And I think that everything else is fine. So then all I'm going to do is click save. And there we go. So we've edited the contact page. I think this just makes it look a bit better. And then if someone is on the contact page, they'll be seeing some of the products as well. So I think that is loads better. So now let's go back up here, go back to pages and go to the default page template. As you can see, that opens the About Us page. And I'm basically going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to go and add a featured collection. I'll remove the heading. I will add the collection. And I will enable show second image on hover. Then I'll click save. And I will exit out of the page builder. And I'll go back to the pages tab. And now I'm simply going to view these pages. So we have the contact page here with these featured products below the contact form. And if I go back to the pages tab again, if I then go and click on the About Us page, we have the basic About Us text and the products displayed below that. So I think that is absolutely fantastic. So now we can go back to the dashboard again, and I'll simply click on Home. And there we go. So we have added some additional pages to our website. Now that we have some more pages on our website, we're going to have to build some more menus. So let's go back to Online Store again and go down to Navigation. Now, first of all, I'm just going to edit the main menu. This is the menu that you see at the top of your website. And I'm simply going to add a menu item. I'll go to Pages and I'll click onto the About Us page. Then I'll click Add. And I think I'm just going to add it above the contact page. Then I'll simply click Save Menu. And there we go. Now our main menu is ready. Now we can go back to the Navigation tab. And what we're going to do now is build a footer menu. Now, if you don't already have one created, you can add a new one by clicking this button here. But because I already have a footer menu created, I'm simply going to edit this menu that we already have. So now what I'm going to do is add all of the different policy pages to the footer menu. So I'll simply click Add Menu Item and go to the pages, and policies are at the bottom down here. And I'm just going to add all of these one by one. So we have contact information, privacy policy, refund policy, shipping policy, and finally the terms of service as well. Now I think I may as well delete search because that's not really needed anymore. And now I'm just going to save the menu. Now what I'm going to do is go back and view the online store. Now at the top, we can see the main menu, and we can see that the About Us page has been added. And if I scroll down to the footer, in the additional info section down here, we can see the footer menu with all of the different policy pages. So there we go. We have successfully created our additional pages, and our policy pages are down here as well. And we have also created menus for both the footer and the header at the top here as well. So now we can customize our theme settings. So the theme settings are different for every theme, as each theme has its own different features. So I can only show you how to customize the theme settings for the theme that I am using in this video. However, it is very similar for most themes anyway. So to find the theme settings, simply click onto your online store. And then from the themes page, we're simply going to click customize again. And to open the theme settings, simply click onto the paintbrush icon just here. And here you go. So now you can see all of the different settings for your theme. So we have colors, typography, layout, buttons, and many more, all the way down to theme style at the bottom down here. Now, depending on the theme that you are using for your Shopify website, you may see a few different options on this list. However, it is normally quite similar and it won't vary too much. The most common ones are colors, typography, layout, buttons, and some of the ones down here at the bottom as well. For example, favicon, currency format, cart, and checkout. So I'm not going to be going through every single item, but I'll go through some of them just to give you an example of how these settings work. So the theme settings will customize your entire website, as you're basically customizing the theme and not any individual pages. So to give you an example, I'll click onto the colors settings, and here you can see all of the different default colors for my Shopify website. So you can see the primary colors at the top and the secondary colors down here. If you have your own color palette, this is where you'll want to add your colors. So just to show you what happens when you change a color, if I change this blue accent color just here, which is labeled accent 2, and if I scroll down on the page just slightly, you can see where the blue color is used. So if I now change that color, let's say for example to a green, now all of those blue colors have turned to green. So that's how easy it is for you to customize the colors for your theme. All you need to do is simply go to the theme settings and go to colors. Of course, you can change any of these colors and make them perfect for your own website. However, I want to go back to the blue color. So you can either click the undo button at the top right, or I can click back onto the color and click onto the recently used blue color. So there we go, that is colors. Then we also have typography. Here you can change the default font styles for your website. So we have the heading text and the body text as well. So if I change the body text, this will change the menu up here, and it will also change the text down here, all of these product titles, and this text over here as well. So if I click onto change on the body font and select a random font, let's say this one just here, you can see already that the menu has changed its font. Then as you scroll down, you can see some of the other text has changed as well. Now I do not want to make this change, so I'll click cancel. And it should update back to how it was. There we go. So that is typography. Now I'll just have a look at the layout and buttons settings as well. Then we'll skip some of these options on here because I don't want to take too much time going through the theme settings, and we'll go down to social media, favicon, and some of the other options at the bottom down here. So first, let's have a look at the layout settings. Here you can see the page width. I have this on 1600 pixels, and the vertical space between sections, I currently have this on 0. And below that we have the grid layout as well. So this affects areas with a multi-column layout. So if I scroll down on this page a little bit and adjust the vertical space between sections, let's say from 0 pixels to 76 for example, you can see that this first section jumps down quite a lot, and that is because a 76 pixel vertical space has been added between these sections. So if I then put it back to 0, you can see that this section now fits in back neatly how it did previously. Then below that we have the grid layout settings. This affects areas with a multi-column layout. So if I scroll down to the bottom, where we have this 3-column layout just here, and I will increase the horizontal space from 8 pixels to 32, you can see how that has increased the spacing between these columns. So if I now put that back to 8 again, there we go, that looks much nicer. And it works the same way with vertical space. However, that would of course need columns on top of each other for you to see an example. So I'll just skip that for now. And there we have the layout settings. Next, we're going to have a look at the buttons. Here you can adjust the default button styles for your Shopify site. So of course, we have the border and shadow settings on here. So I'm just going to scroll down to this section here and we can have a look at this button that says more info. So then when we make some changes, you'll be able to see the changes that are made. So if I increase the border, you can see how this button has beefed up with a much bigger border. This second option would just adjust the border opacity. And the third one would add a corner radius. So it would round the corners for this button. So for example, if I put this onto 12, you can now see that this button is rounded. Now I don't like that style, so I'll put it back to 0. And then we have the shadow settings for the button as well. So for example, if I turn the shadow opacity up to 45%, you will then see a shadow below this button. Now you can customize the shadow angle using the horizontal and vertical offset, and you can also increase or decrease the blur. Now once again, I do not really want a shadow, so I'll turn the opacity down to 0. And there we have it. So that is how you can design your buttons in the theme settings. Now let's scroll down and have a look at social media. This is where you can paste in the URLs for your social media profiles. So this is really simple. Any social media profile that you are creating a brand account for, you can simply paste in your page URLs for each of your social platforms. So that one is nice and easy. Then we have favicon. This is where you can upload a favicon image for your site. So I'm just going to click upload. And I'm going to go to vector. And I'm going to click onto this one here. So then simply select the image that you have uploaded. And click select at the bottom. And there you have it. We have uploaded a favicon image. Then we can have a look at the currency format. So this is quite simple. If you want the currency code appearing after your prices, you will enable this option. As you can see here, it says £10 and it also says GBP after it. Now you can simply disable that feature and it will just say £10. So I'm going to leave it disabled, and then we can have a look at the cart settings. Now to have a look at the changes that we make to our cart, I will open the cart page on this drop down up here so that we can actually see what we're doing. So here you can change your cart type. You have either drawer, page, or pop-up notification. I'm going to put mine as page. Then you can see we have a couple more cart settings down here, but these aren't really too relevant anyway, so we can leave these how they are. And finally, we're going to have a look at the settings for the checkout page. So let's open these settings and I will open the checkout page so that we can see the changes we make. Here we go. So this is our checkout page. Now I'm going to scroll down this left section so we can see some more of these settings on the left over here. Now, first of all, we have a background banner image. Now for now, I'm going to leave this empty. And then we can see that we have a logo. So of course we want to upload our logo to our checkout. So I'll click select image and I'll click onto our logo down here. Now you can see at the top, instead of the text, we have our actual logo, which in my opinion looks much more professional. And then we can change the logo position, left, center, or right. So let's have a look. We had left. Now we can have a look at center. To be honest, I do quite like center. And in fact, I think I'm going to leave center enabled. And then we have logo size as well. So we're currently on medium. Now let's have a look at small. I think small looks alright. And let's also have a look at large as well. And I think that's definitely too big. So let's go back to medium, as I think that was absolutely perfect. There we go. So we have uploaded our logo. We have set the logo position and size as well. Next, we have the main content area. Once again, we can upload a background image. Now I will upload an image to see how it looks, but I think I'm really going to leave it empty. So let's just see how this image looks. But I might end up deleting it afterwards anyway. Okay, that looks absolutely terrible. Now I will try another image just to see if it was that one that was bad. I think this image is a bit too big as it's only showing the sky anyway, but I don't think it really looks too bad. It's not great, but it's also not bad. So I think I'm going to change it back to how it was and remove the image altogether. There we go. So it's back to a nice plain white background. And we are able to change the background color. Now I think white will be best, but let's have a look how a blue would look. I think it'll be a bit crazy, but we can have a look. It's not too bad, but it doesn't really work well with the button color. So I'm just going to go back to white, as I think that keeps it nice and simple. Then we have the form fields. We can either have them white or transparent. Now they're currently white, but let's have a look at how they look transparent. In fact, because we have a white background anyway, I think that's not going to do anything. So I'm going to change the background color to blue again, just so we can see how they look with a blue background and transparent form fields. Now this is better, but I'm still not a big fan of it. So I'm going to change this back to white, and I'll change these back to how they were as well. Okay, so that is the main content area. Next, we have the order summary. Here we can upload a background image again. Now I don't think I'm going to be doing that. We can add a background color. Now I think by default this looks quite nice. And we can customize the typography for the headings and body text as well. And all of the colors as well down here. But to be honest, I think they all look quite good. So we don't really need to change any of these. Now if you don't like how yours looks by default, of course, you can make any changes that you want to make. You can change the heading font. And you can change the body font as well. But on my page, I'm going to leave it exactly how it is. So now I'm going to close this section. And there we go. So that is the theme settings page. Now all I'm going to do is click save at the top right. And I'm going to exit out of this page and go back to our dashboard. So there we go. We have successfully customized our theme settings. And I think we've made some really good changes. So now we are ready to move on to the next step once again. Luckily, the next step is an easy one, because what we're going to do now is go and customize our store preferences. So to find your store preferences, you want to click onto the online store tab again. And this time we're going to go to this menu all the way to the bottom and click preferences. And here we have it. So this is the preferences page for our Shopify store. First of all, you'll see this orange banner saying that our store access is restricted. That's just because our store is in development mode, so only visitors with a password can access it. Now to disable that mode or to change the password, you can either click the See Store Password button, or you can scroll down to this section here, where we have password protection, and you can change your password and add a message to your website visitors. And also once you are ready, you can untick this box and disable the password protection so that anyone can start to access your online store. Now, because my store is in development mode, this is ticked by default, and I won't be able to untick it until I purchase a plan for my store. But that doesn't really matter because my store is not ready yet anyway. So now let's scroll back up to the top of the page. And now we can basically just go through the rest of the settings on this page. So first of all, we have title and meta description. This is for search engine optimization and changes the way that your website shows up on search engines. So you want to write a well-optimized title and meta description for your home page so that it can rank highly in search engine results pages, and then when it does, people will actually want to click onto it. So I haven't really got a proper title or meta description for my homepage just yet. So I'm just going to paste in my brand name for the title and a silly little description just here, just so that we have something there for now. Next, we have the social sharing image. So this image is what will appear when you post a link to your store on social media, for example, Facebook or Twitter. This is the image that will be used if another relevant image can't be found. Now, when we uploaded our brand defaults earlier on, we did upload a social sharing image. So we have this one here already. However, you can always change it by clicking the change image button and uploading another image that you would prefer to use instead. Next, we have Google Analytics. Google Analytics enables you to track the visitors to your store and generates reports that will help you with your marketing. Now, before doing this, you will need to set up your Google Analytics account, which you can find out how to do by clicking this button here. And once you've done that, you can paste in your tracking code from Google in this box right here. Next, we have Facebook Pixel. Using the Facebook Pixel, you'll be able to track the customer behavior on your store. This will basically enable you to target new and existing customers using Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, to set this up, you can simply click the Setup Facebook button. However, I'm going to leave it for now. Next, we'll be able to have a look at the customer privacy settings for our website. This allows you to give your customers control over their data. So the customer data protection laws are now quite strict. So what this allows you to do is choose when marketing and analytics data is collected for customers from the EU, the EFA, the UK, and also Switzerland. So you have 3 different options just here. And the third option is the recommended option, and this is collected after consent. Now this says that customer data is not collected until a customer gives consent. This may be required by applicable data protection and privacy laws, but may also impact analytics and ad campaigns. So this will help your site to apply with data protection laws. However, it may also make it more difficult for you to run targeted ad campaigns. Now I'm just going to leave this one here selected to ensure that my store complies with data protection laws. However, by selecting this option, you will need to install a privacy banner app for your website, which you can do by clicking the button just here. Then down here you can also see that there are laws for California data protection. So this says that under the California Consumer Privacy Act, customers in California have the right to opt out of the sale of their data. Now, if you're going to have customers in California, you may want to activate this option. However, my store will not be selling to customers in California anyway, so I can leave this deactivated. Now you can see the privacy protection page again. We've already had a look at this, so we can ignore this section. And then we have business to business customers. So what this will do is make it so that business to business customers will need to log in and verify their account in order to access your online store. Now I'm also going to leave this disabled. And finally down here at the bottom we have spam protection. These 2 options will protect your store from spam and abuse. So in my opinion, every single store should have both of these options enabled. So simply enable them, and then once you are happy, click save at the bottom down here. And there we have it. We have completed the store preferences page. Now we can just go back to the dashboard again. Now we're going to go through all of our store settings to make sure our store is set up how we want it to be. So let's go to settings at the bottom down here. Now we've already completed the store details section, so we can skip this one. But we're also going to skip payments, checkout, shipping, taxes, and domains down here, because we're going to have a look at them in more depth later on anyway, as they need their own dedicated time. But other than that, we will start with the plan tab at the top just here. And this is where you can add your payment method and choose your Shopify plan. So once you've built your Shopify store, you will of course want to select a plan so that you can publish your store and start taking orders. To do that, you'll simply need to click the Change Plan button. And you can either be billed monthly, yearly, every 2 years, or every 3 years. Then you have 3 different plan options. Now the most popular one is the basic Shopify plan. So I would recommend selecting this plan to start with. And then you have the Shopify plan and the advanced plan as well. However, I really think that the basic plan is best to start with. But for now, we do not need to select a plan, so we're going to go back. And that is everything on the plan tab. You can leave this till the last step when you want to publish your store. Next, we have billing. Here you can add a payment method for purchases and bills in your Shopify account. You can change your billing currency, so you can choose what currency your Shopify plan is billed to you in. And then we have the subscriptions tab. So this will list all of the items you're billed for on a recurring basis. So this will have things like your Shopify plan and the apps that you decide to pay for. Then below that, we have bills. This is where you can view your previous bills, and credits. If you have any credits on your account, you can use them to put towards your bills. After that, if your business is tax registered, you can enter all of your tax info in this section just here. Now, of course, this will be different for every single store, so I can't tell you what to do just here. However, if your store and business is brand new, you shouldn't have to be tax registered straight away. And finally, at the bottom down here, you have statement of charges. Here you can view a summary of all your Shopify charges for any date range within the last 90 days. So there we have it. That is the billing tab. Next, we're going to click onto users and permissions. Here you can see who your store owner is. This should of course be you. And you can also transfer the ownership of your store to somebody else. Below that, you can add staff members to your store. So to add a staff member, simply click Add Staff. And then you can enter their information and you can give them all specific permissions as to what they can do on your store. And also you can choose which apps they can manage as well. Underneath staff, we have collaborators. You can use this section to give designers, developers, and marketers access to your Shopify admin panel, and this will not count towards your staff limit. Finally, at the bottom down here, we have login services. This will allow staff to use external services to log into Shopify. For example, at the moment down here, we have Google Apps, and this is currently disabled. However, to enable it, you will simply need to click Edit, and then you can enable the Google Apps for login. So we're skipping the next 4 tabs, which means next we're going to be looking at locations. Here you can add locations for your Shopify store. The locations are the places where you stock inventory, fulfill orders, and sell products. To add a location, simply click Add Location. Then you can give your location a name, and then you can select whether or not you will fulfill online orders from this location. Then simply enter the address for your location and click Save at the bottom down here. So that's how easy it is to add a location. Next, we have gift cards. So here we have some simple gift card settings for your store. So you can set your gift cards to expire a certain amount of time after they've been purchased, or you can choose for gift cards to never expire. Now personally, I think gift cards should not expire, so I'll leave this first option selected. And after that, we have Apple Wallet. Using this feature, you'll be able to give your customers a digital gift card to use online or in your retail stores. Now you can learn more about this by clicking this button just here. And once again, enabling this feature is completely up to you. Next, we're going to click onto the next tab, which is Markets. Now using this page, you can change your primary market, you can add other markets that you want to sell to, and you can also select regions that you will not sell to, which means customers in these places can't use the checkout on your website. Now you also have some recommendations on the right over here as well. For example, enable Shopify payments, collect duties and import taxes, and add a market for United States. Now for now, I'm just going to leave all of these, as this is just a quick walkthrough of the settings pages, and you should now know a little about the Markets tab. Next, we have apps and sales channels. Here you can see the apps and sales channels that are enabled on your store, and you can either click onto them to get more details, or you can click remove to remove that specific app or sales channel. Now by clicking the Customize Your Store button, you'll be taken to the Shopify App Store, where you can find more apps to install onto your store. However, for this store that we're building, we will not need any more apps just yet, so we can just leave it how it is. Next, we're going to skip the Domains tab and click onto Customer Events. Now here you can manage pixels that receive your customer events data. These include custom pixels added in this section and app pixels installed by apps. So for example, here is where you'd be able to access the data for the Facebook pixel or any other pixels that you have installed onto your store. After this, we have the Brand tab, which is where you upload all of your brand defaults, which of course we have already done. Now you can have a look through this again and upload anything else that you haven't already, but this is a really handy tab which I recommend everyone should fill in. Then we have the Notifications tab. So on this page, you'll be able to look at the customer notifications. These are the email and SMS notifications that are automatically sent out to customers. So on the left down here, you can see all of the notification titles, and by clicking each one, you'll be able to view or edit the content. So as you can see down here, this first section is orders, and the first one is order confirmation. So this is the order confirmation notification that is sent automatically to the customer after they place an order on your store. Then as you scroll down, you can just see that there are loads of different notifications on this page. So if you want to, you can go through all of them. Then if you go to the marketing section, you can manage the consent and tracking options. So here you can enable double opt-in, which is where you can get consent from customers to send them email and SMS marketing. So you can enable both email and SMS double opt-in, so that you'll be able to see if your customers actually want to receive your marketing emails and messages. Now I will enable both of these. And then we have Shopify email open tracking. Open tracking allows you to see how many emails that you send are actually opened. Now I'd suggest just selecting the top option here. And then we have staff order notifications. This is how you can choose how you want to be notified when a new order comes in. So you have the templates for new order. So this will be emailed to you when a new order is placed. And you can also send a test notification to see what the email will look like when you receive an order. And of course, you can also disable the email as well. So now we can scroll all the way back up. And next, we're going to click onto the Meta Fields section. Meta Fields enable you to customize the functionality and appearance of your Shopify store by letting you save specialized information that isn't usually captured in the Shopify admin. You can use Meta Fields for internal tracking or to display specialized information on your online store in a variety of ways. For example, a candle seller might want to display a burn time for candles on their product pages, while a grocery store might want to display a product expiration date for canned goods. So you can add custom meta fields to all of these different parts of your store. So for example, if you go to products, by adding new fields to products, you'll be able to use definitions to add meta field values to your product pages. However, this can be a bit more advanced, so you can leave it, or alternatively, you can go to the Shopify Help Center to learn more about meta fields. Next, we're going to go to the Files tab down here. Here you can easily view all of the files that you've uploaded to your store, and you can also upload more by clicking the Upload Files button. Next, below Files, we have Languages. Here you can simply add more languages to your store, and you can view the published languages as well, and we can see here that English is the default language on my store. And finally, the last tab that we have down here is the Policies tab. And we have, of course, already created all of our store policies. So there we go. Now we have gone through all of these settings. What we're going to do now is go to the Payments tab. So now we can set up a payment provider on our Shopify store so that we can start accepting orders and taking payments. Now, there are a few different payment providers that we can use. For example, the best one here is Shopify Payments, but if you scroll down, you can see PayPal, Amazon Pay, and if you click Add Payment Methods and simply make a search, you'll be able to find loads more payment providers that you can use for your store. As well as that, at the bottom down here, we have manual payment methods. So for example, if you want to accept cash on delivery, you could add that down here, as well as bank deposit or money order. However, if your store is going to be online only, I really do not recommend that at all. In fact, I only really recommend using the Shopify Payments payment provider, as that is their own payment provider, and it is the best one available. So in order to start taking payments using this payment provider, you simply need to click Activate Shopify Payments. And before setting this up, I'm actually going to have to add a phone number to my store. So I'll just click this button here, and it will take me to the page where I need to add my phone number. So I'll just add my phone number to this page, and then I'll click Save and go back to the payments page. There we go. So I have added a phone number. Now if I go back to Payments and click Activate again, we are now ready to begin the setup process. So it says you'll be able to accept payments after you provide some information about your business, and it just wants us to confirm that we are doing business as an individual, and that is correct. So I can tick this box and then go ahead and click Complete Setup. Now we can go through the setup process for enabling Shopify payments. So first of all, select your business type. You have individual, private limited company, non-profit, or partnership/LLP. Now I am an individual, so I will select this top one here. And now we can simply go through this process to enable Shopify payments. So first of all, if you have a company's house registration number, you can enter that right here. Now this is optional, and I do not have a registered company, so I can leave that blank. And I am also not registered for VAT, so I can click No just here. My business address is automatically filled in, as it is the same as my store address on the store details page. And then we have the personal details. This is the person associated with the account. It says the person associated with your account should be a business owner or significant shareholder. Now this store is mine, so I'm simply going to enter my name and my date of birth. Then we're going to enter our business category, subcategory, and a description of our products or services. Now, of course, every business is different, so depending on what store you are building, this may be different for you. But for me, I am selling hats, so I'm going to go to clothing and accessories. And then on the subcategory, I'm going to select other clothing and accessories. Now in the description of products or services, I'm simply going to write, we sell hats and caps. There we go. I can keep it really simple as my products are really simple as well. Now, of course, you will want to enter your own description of your own products or services. However, we can keep it nice and simple for now. Now we're going to scroll down to the next section. So next we have the customer billing statement. Here you can edit the way your store and phone number appear on your customer's bank statements. So first we have a statement descriptor. If someone makes a purchase on your store, when they go through their bank statement, this is what they will see on their statement. Now I'm going to change this so it simply says no cap. The SP stands for Shopify. However, I'm going to remove that from the descriptor. And then you have your phone number. If you have a business phone number, that will be what you want to put just here. And of course, enter the country code for your phone number as well. Finally, at the bottom down here, you want to enter your banking information. This will be your sort code and account number for the bank account that you want your funds to be deposited into. So when someone places an order on your store and makes a payment, the money that you earn will go to the bank details that you enter into this section right here. So then once you're ready and you are happy with all of the information that you have filled in, You may want to read the terms of service, and once you are done with everything, you can click the Complete Account Setup button. So I'll click that button right now. And there we go. I have enabled Shopify payments. So now I can accept payments on my Shopify store. Now, whilst we're on this page, there are a few more things that we can have a look at. For example, payment capture on the right over here. At the moment, payment capture is set to automatic, which means the customer's payment method is authorized and charged automatically. To edit that, simply click Manage, and then you can choose between automatic and manual payment capture. Now, I prefer automatic, so I'm going to leave it set to automatic. Now we can see the payment cards that are accepted on our store thanks to us using Shopify payments. So we can accept all of these payment types. And we can also see the fees as well. So there is a transaction fee of 0% and a credit card fee of 2% plus 25 pence. Then below that, you can look at your payout settings. So at the moment, my payouts are scheduled for every business day and are deposited into the bank account that I entered the details for. So then if I click View Payouts, once you start receiving payouts, you'll be able to keep track of them on this page. So here you'll be able to see a list of your payouts and the details for each transaction. So if I go back to the settings again, you can see that we have now successfully set up Shopify payments for our Shopify store, which means we can start to accept orders on our store. So there we go, that is the payment settings done. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the checkout settings for our store. So here we go, here are all of the checkout settings for our Shopify store. First, you can see that we can customize our checkout. Now we have already done this, but this will take you to the checkout customizer page again by clicking this button here. But we don't need to do that now as we have already done that. Below that, we have some customer account settings. Here you can allow customers to log in from the online store and check out. So I'll click Allow. And then we can also choose whether or not to require customers to log in before going to the checkout. Now I'm not going to tick that one because I don't think we really need to. And because we ticked this one here, we now have a couple more options to choose from. So we have the login experience. We can either choose new customer accounts. All customers will need to log in with a one-time code sent to their email, or we can choose to use classic customer accounts, which will mean that customers will log in with an email and password. Now, I think that I'm going to choose the new customer account option. Next, we have the customer account URLs. Now, I'm going to ignore this section as we are going to be adding our own domain name soon anyway, so I'm going to skip this section. And then we have the customer contact method. So select what contact method customers use to check out with. So you can either let them use their phone number or an email address, or you can only allow them to use an email address. Now I'm going to tick this first one here. So you can place an order with a phone number or an email address. This simply gives your customers more options at checkout. Then you can select how customers can choose to get shipping updates. Now the only option here is to show a link to download the Shop app. And I don't really like that option, so I'm going to untick it. Then we have customer information. So here you can choose what information to require from your customers when they are placing an order. So I think they should enter their first and last name. And a company name is optional. Address line 2 is also optional. And I think that a shipping address phone number should be optional as well. Of course, you can set this up however you want it to be. Then we have tipping. Do you want customers to be able to tip at checkout? I don't really like this option, so I'm going to skip straight past it. And then we have order processing. So first, you can choose to use the customer's shipping address as the billing address by default. So when they enter their billing address, this will automatically fill out as their shipping address. Now this option is up to you, but it will also allow the customer to enter their own billing address if they wish to. Now I'm going to leave this one ticked. Then you can choose to require a confirmation step before completing their order. So customers must review their order details before purchasing. Once again, of course, this is up to you, but I'm going to leave it unticked. And the third option allows you to use address auto completion. Now this makes it a lot quicker for customers to enter their address, so I'll leave this one ticked as well. After an order has been paid, do you want to automatically fulfill the order's line items? Do you want to automatically fulfill only the gift cards in the order? Or you have a final option, which is don't fulfill any of the order's line items automatically. Now I think it's fine to automatically fulfill gift cards, so I'll select the middle option there. After an order has been fulfilled and paid, or when all items have been refunded, you can choose to automatically archive the order. This will remove the order from your list of open orders. Now I'm going to leave this one ticked. And then we have consent for marketing. Let customers subscribe to marketing methods at the checkout. Now you can let them subscribe to both email and SMS marketing. And if you choose to enable them, you can also choose to pre-select the option at the checkout as well. Now I'm going to choose email and I will also pre-select the option. Then we have the abandoned checkout emails. This will allow you to send an email to your customers who didn't finish checking out their order. So say for example, someone adds some products to the cart, goes to the checkout, enters their information, for example their email address and their physical address. This will turn into an abandoned checkout. Now for every abandoned checkout, you can enable automatic abandoned checkout emails. Now you can customize the abandoned checkout email by clicking the customize email button, and you can enable it by ticking this box here. Then you can choose to send it to anyone who abandons their checkout, or you can choose to only send it to people who want to subscribe to your email list that have abandoned their checkout. Now I'm going to select the first option here, and then you can choose how long after they abandon the checkout the email is sent. Now because 10 hours is recommended, that is how I'm going to leave it. Next we have the order status page. This is a bit more advanced as here you can add a tracking script and other customizations to your order status page. So this could be as simple as tracking the analytics of how many people view the order status page. Now I'm going to leave this empty, but if you want to learn more about this, you can simply click the eye icon just here. Finally, at the bottom down here, you can change the checkout language for your store. Now I want mine to be in English, so I'm going to leave it exactly how it is. Now once you are happy with all of the changes that you have made, all you need to do is click save at the top just here. And there you go, you have successfully completed the checkout settings for your store. Now we are ready to go onto the shipping and delivery settings. Now the main part of this page is the shipping tab at the top here. And this is where you can choose where you ship to and how much you charge for shipping at checkout. So as you can see here, we have general shipping rates. And this includes rates for EU, UK and worldwide. So if I click manage on this box here, this is our general shipping profile. So new products are automatically added to this profile. We have our address where the products are shipped from. And then we have the different shipping locations and the prices and shipping times for these specific locations. So at the top here we have EU. Now the name for the shipping rate for EU is just standard international, and this means all orders will have a shipping fee of £14.99. So to edit that, you can click onto these three dots and click edit rate. And of course you can change the transit time, which is the shipping time. You can change the price, and you can either edit or remove the conditions. So by removing the conditions, that basically means that every single order from the EU will be subject to a £14.99 shipping charge. Now if you want to change the shipping charge, you can simply put in whatever cost you want to put and then click done. Now we can see here that this means every single order from the EU will take 2 to 11 business days and will cost £1 in shipping. Then we have the same for the United Kingdom and worldwide down here as well. Now you need to set up your own shipping rates as it is different for all stores. Now you might not even want to accept orders from the rest of the world, so in order to block those orders, simply click these three dots and click delete. Now let's say I only want to ship to the United Kingdom, so I'm also going to delete the EU shipping zone. And now my store will only accept orders from the United Kingdom, and we have two standard shipping rates here. So if the total in the basket is above £50, the shipping will be free, and it will take 2 to 4 business days to arrive. But as you can see here, this second one means that if it's below £50, the shipping time will be the same, however there will be a shipping fee of £5.99. So you'll need to go and set up your own shipping zones and your own shipping rates so that you can choose which countries you want to ship to and how much it will cost and how long it will take for your product to arrive to those different countries. Then once you are ready, simply click save. And there we go, that shipping profile has now been updated. Then when you scroll down, you can see local delivery and local pickup. So you can either enable or disable these features. This one basically means that you will deliver orders directly to local customers. Now, as you can see, this is disabled. And local pickup means that you will allow local customers to pick up their own orders. And as you can see, this one is disabled as well. Now, once again, it is all down to your own preferences and how you want to set up your own store. And further down here, we have packages. If you want to show more accurate shipping rates at the checkout, you can add the package sizes that you use to ship your products. And you can even create shipping labels directly within Shopify, as you can see just here. Then below that, you have packing slips. This is a printed list of items in a shipment that often goes inside a package. Shopify will also generate the packing slips for you, and you can edit the template if you want to by clicking edit just here. All you need to do is simply print out the packing slip and put it inside the package for each of your orders. Then we have carrier accounts. If you have an existing account with a shipping carrier, you can connect it to your store to use your own shipping rates. And finally, at the bottom, you have custom order fulfillment. So if you have a custom fulfillment service that fulfills your orders for you, you can add the email for that service just here so that they can fulfill your orders automatically. So there we go, that is the shipping and delivery tab completed. Now that we have set up our shipping rates, we are ready to go to the taxes tab just here. So here we can manage sales tax collection for our store. At the top here it says, if you haven't already, create a shipping zone in the regions that you're liable in. Then find the region in this list and select it to manage its tax settings. If you're unsure about where you're liable, check with a tax professional. So this is down to where you are selling products to and whether or not you are registered to pay sales tax. Now let's say, for example, I am only selling products to the United Kingdom and I am registered for sales tax in the United Kingdom as well. I will need to click onto the United Kingdom just here, and then we can set up VAT collection for the United Kingdom. So in order to enable it, simply click the Collect VAT button just here, and then you will simply need to add your VAT number and click Collect VAT again just here. Now because I am not registered for VAT, I can close out of this and go back, and you'll simply need to do this for each of the regions that you are liable to pay sales tax in. Now, if your store and business are both completely new, it is unlikely that you'll need to set this up just yet. However, like it says here, check with a tax professional. Then below that, we have duties and import taxes. Here you can enable collecting duties and import taxes at the checkout. This will help your international customers avoid paying unexpected fees by collecting duties and import taxes at checkout. Now to set this up, simply click the Setup button, and then you can go through the process here. However, I do not need to set this up, so I'm going to go back again. And finally, we are ready to scroll down to the bottom section. Here you are able to decide exactly how tax is charged on your Shopify store. So you can include tax in prices. You can include or exclude tax based on your customer's country. However, you'll need to go to Market Preferences to turn this setting on. You are able to charge tax on shipping rates. And finally down here, you are able to charge VAT on digital goods as well. So this is all down to where your business is located, where you are selling your products to, and also how you've set up your business. So there we go, that is the taxes and duties tab. I highly recommend going through this page with a tax professional, just to ensure that you have not made any mistakes or errors. Now we are ready to add our domain name to our Shopify store. If you look at the top left just here, this is currently the URL for our store. Now this looks terrible. So what we're going to do is add our own domain name. To do that, we're going to click onto the domains tab down here. Then you can either buy a domain name directly from Shopify, or you can connect an existing domain that you already own. And that is what I'm going to do. So let's click this button here. Now what we need to do is enter the domain name that we want to connect. Now I have already purchased my domain name, so I'm simply going to type it in just here. Now normally you would have .com or .co.uk or something like that, but I thought it would be nice to purchase a different one, so I have purchased nocap.000. Then once you have entered your domain name, click next. Now I purchased my domain name through Google Domains, and as you can see, Shopify already knows that. Now it's telling me exactly how I can connect my domain name to my store, and it's giving me two options. I can either choose to connect automatically, or I can connect manually. Now in most cases you might not have the connect automatically option, so I'm going to click connect manually to show you how to manually connect your domain name to your Shopify store. So what we're going to do is click the follow settings instructions button, and we're going to scroll down and click onto the option where it says connect your third-party domain to Shopify manually. Now this is the information that we're going to need to remember. So we have the Shopify IP address and the CNAME record that we'll need as well. So first of all, we have step 1. Change your DNS records in your third-party domain provider account. So for me, that is Google Domains. However, for you, that is wherever you purchased your domain name from. So as you can see, this is my Google Domains dashboard, and you can see my domains here. So what I'm going to do is go to the domain name that I want to manage, and I'll click the Manage button. Then I'm going to go over to the DNS settings, and now we are ready to add the Shopify DNS settings. So let's just go back to the guide again, and first of all, we're going to copy this IP address here. Now you need to go back to your domain name provider, so we can leave this first box empty, and for type, we're going to put A. Then in data, we're going to paste in Shopify's IP address. And there we go. Now all we need to do is click save. And now we can go back to the guide again. And what we're going to do now is create a CNAME record with the name as www and the URL as shops.myshopify.com. So let's copy that and go back to our domain name provider. So we're going to click Manage Custom Records again and create a new record. So in the host name, we're going to put www, and as the type, we're going to go down to CNAME. Now we're going to paste in the domain we just copied, and once again, we're going to click Save down here. And that's it, that's all we need to do. Now that we have followed the instructions, all we need to do is click the Verify Connection button. Now, as you can see, it does say that some providers take a few minutes to update settings, so you can check later for connection updates, or you can try again. So you can stay on this page and click Verify Connection again in a few minutes, or you can just go back, and it seems that it has connected properly anyway. And you can also see that the domain name is up here as well. So it looks like it's been successful, and our domain name has connected to our Shopify store. Now, if you want to, you can also customize your myshopify.com subdomain name. So at the moment, ours is this random code.myshopify.com. And to change it, you need to click this button here. And you can simply write anything you want to just here. This does not cost anything. However, you can only change this domain name once. So I'm just going to write in No Cap Hats Store. And as you can see, that is available, but it does look quite silly. Now, I'm not going to confirm this because I do not really need to change the subdomain for now, as we now have our own custom primary domain name for our store. Now, we can see that our domain name has changed up here, but we do want to check that our store is now using that domain name. So let's close out for the settings tab. And in order to open our Shopify store, we're going to click onto this little eye icon just here, and it will open our store. Now, I forgot that the store is actually password protected, so I'll go back to the dashboard, And on this tab just here, I'm going to click See Store Password. And that has taken us to our Store Preferences tab. And I'm simply going to copy the password down here. Now we can go back and enter our password and click Enter. And there we go. So we are now on our store. So I'm just going to exit out of full screen by clicking this button here. And as you can see, we are using our custom domain name. So that is absolutely fantastic. It has worked properly and our domain name is now connected to our store. So there we go. That's how you add your domain name to your Shopify store. And what we're going to do now is test our store. So we just want to go through all of our store pages and make sure that everything looks good. So we have the About Us page, as you can see, and the contact page just here. Then we can have a look at the cart and the account page as well. And as you can see earlier, we activated the account mode that made it so that people have to log in by receiving a code in their email. So to log in, all you need to do is enter your email and you'll be sent a login code. Then if you click onto the logo just here, it will take us back to the store. So let's have a look at one of the products. So we have the product title, the price, the quantity, so we can add more than one, the description. And as you can see here, we still have this extra information that we do not need. So what I'm going to do is click Customize at the bottom down here, and that will take us to the page editor. So we're on the default product page, which means this will customize every single product page. Now what we want to do is click onto the tabs down here, and we're simply going to delete every single one of them. I think I'll leave the share button there because that means that people can share the products to their friends. So then all we need to do is click Save. And we can exit out of this page. Now we're going to go ahead and view our online store again. And click onto a product once again. And as you can see, we no longer have those random tabs of content just here. So if I go onto another random item, as you can see, it has been removed from every single product. So in order to make a purchase, a customer can simply click Add to Cart. Then they'll be taken to the cart, and from there they can click on Checkout. And as you can see, this is the checkout page. So they can enter their email or phone number and their shipping address, and they can complete the process of making a purchase. So it seems that our store is now ready to be published. So in order to publish your store, all you need to do is purchase a Shopify plan. So in order to do that, simply go back to your Shopify dashboard, and then you're going to go to the Settings tab and go to Plan, and then Change Plan. Then simply select the Shopify plan that you want to use on your store. So all you need to do is click Choose this plan. Choose your billing cycle and enter your payment method. Then click Start Plan on the right over here. And that's it. Your Shopify store will be published and you'll be able to start taking orders. So there we go. That is it for this video. We have successfully built an entire Shopify store and added products to it. And we have added pages and we've built the header and footer as well. As you can see, we now have the payment icons at the bottom down here, so that customers can see which cards are accepted. We have all of the additional info pages. So of course the privacy policy and refund policy and all of these other pages as well. We have an email subscription form down here in the footer. And absolutely everything that you need in order to start making sales on your Shopify store. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you have built an amazing Shopify store. And I hope that you learned something new. Don't forget to use my link for a Shopify free trial in the description, and also subscribe to my channel. That is all for this video. I will see you in the next one. Once again, thanks and goodbye.